Hello again, folks, and welcome back to Let's Play Dredge, the Pale Reach. I'm your Game Master Darius. Last we left off, we had equipped ourselves with our trawl net. And that's the thing. Clockwork Crown of Claws, a cycle of succession in the deep. I don't like the fact that the music is suddenly much more sinister. But I guess that's just gonna be a thing, huh? Let's see. Right, fish market, sell. Let's go. And hope we don't die. So I figured that the best idea would be to head into and around where we had seen the Narwhal. I use narwhal in quotations there because, I mean, let's face it, I don't think that's necessarily a narwhal. Ugh. Stargazer. That's a thing. Oh, I think this is the first part of the icebreaker. Yeah. Well, okay. Yep. Nope. Narwhal don't like me. A cold wind whistles through the doorway of the only cabin still standing. Behind it, a frozen over dig site is littered with tools and debris. Totally not chilling. I don't know what you're talking about. You enter the small cabin. The door long since fallen from its hinges. A rotting table sits inside. A crudely drawn map of the area has been charted onto the scrap of paper. You attach it to your own map. A large book sits on the table. It's well worn from the passage of time, but you can still read the words "Captain's Log" etched into the cover. You open the book, its frozen spine cracking with the first time in decades. Which entry do you read? I suppose 30th. Arrived at the floating sea ice amidst the particularly thick fog. A few channels could be seen leading into the ice, though sizable chunks float in our way, posing a hazard. I have ordered us to moor against the outer ice wall while the engineers make adjustments to better prepare the vessel. June 1st, 1847. The vessel was pursued by a particularly aggressive narwhal. Some men placed fish on the ice nearby in an effort to distract it. It appeared to work, though only for a time. It resurfaced and needed satiating repeatedly. If we can't find more permanent solution to the beast, we'll have to make sure we keep enough fish on hand to placate it. Noted. June 15th? What was that? As I lay falling asleep, the most almighty voice spoke unto me. It resounded from the thick ice below, at once both powerful and ethereal. There was no mistaking this as a trick of the wind, nor a jest by the crew. It did not pause for a response or acknowledgement, but whispered a cryptic prophecy. At first I could not make sense of it. 3 listeners still hear the heart, that I could indulge these listeners. It spoke of boundless wealth from the stars and eyes opening unto the world. The rest of my sleep was feverish, as my mind was plagued with the sound of the voice. It spun in my head, echoing ever louder. In the morning, the boatswain and the navigator came to me repeatedly, claiming they had heard a sound like a heartbeat as the men were digging yesterday. Cool. That acknowledges what I had heard last episode. They indicated a desire to explore the eastern and western reaches of the ice field. I shall indulge them. Cool. Great. Grand. The heartbeat is totally a thing. Oh, that's... Light pierces through the ice, intensifying and concentrating into a glow in the center. A dark form takes shape against the light. Place an ear to it? A distorted voice echoes from within. Don't disturb the ice. Who are you? Captain, the expedition. Chart the ice field. Appeared suddenly through the ice. What happened? It whispered, promised, stones from the stars. It knew 3 would hear the heart beneath the ice. The voice grows louder. It commanded 3 listeners. 3 sacrifices for 3 eyes. I obeyed, but a 4th now sees forever futile. The shadow is silent for a time, slumbering still. Should leave. It sees you before it whispers. Break the ice? Do not risk breaking. It senses through the ice, through the shadows. No hope. Oh, nice pick. Well, I definitely don't have one of those. I'll come back when/if I find an ice pick. Alright, so apparently I need to carry a buttload of fish with me. Perhaps to placate the narwhal. Narwhals, dicks of the oceans. Looks like someone built a feeding station for the monstrous narwhal. Perhaps its appetite would be satisfied by offering a fish. That'd be great. Except I very much don't have any fish. Oh, I have a map now. Okay. We can leave through the north here, which is probably a good idea, seeing as we have a piece of the icebreaker. Whoa! Nice try. I wonder if it cares if any of the fish are rotting. And that was it for that. Okay. I'd say maybe ooh, actually, that's right. I could probably just use most of the fish that are in the trawl in order to placate it. Hey, sea stars. With an eye spot at the end of each arm, these stars of the deep crawl from the through the dim light, congregating together. Sweet. And we're totally not going to find weird aberrations of those particular sea stars. Nope, no way, no how, no never. Nope. Whatsoever. Alright, what do I have in my net? Right. Stargazers. Forgot how, some fish are weird. For a second there. Eyes turned upward, it lies in ambush, looking for the sky for falling food. Yeah, I should probably use the trawling net primarily in order to fill those things. Alright. One piece. Is this... How many pieces is this? This looks like 4. Also, I got a feeling that I really shouldn't bother with the explosives. I could be wrong, though. Do you not have any better trawling nets for the ice? You don't. Can we research a better... Man, I really hope that when it comes to the next DLC, we get more, I guess, opportunity. Yeah, just sell those. Get that. Buy the other bait. Opportunity for crafting stuff, I mean. Because, don't get me wrong. Okay, yeah, the icebreaker would allow me to just blitz right through this thing as opposed to doing this. One fish. Probably another stargazer. The one that's looking up at the sky. Alright, now I can't help but wonder if there's a way to avoid the narwhal or maybe banish it. I hear you. I hear you behind me. Will you let me fish in peace for a bit? Don't have the coastal if you insist, game. Oh god, how am I gonna do it with the lizard fish? Alright, so good news is banish seems to work. Bad news is banish seems to work. Ah. Bleh. Now I can't help but wonder how long 4 time is. Well, that's another one of you. Sure, we'll grab a couple of these bastards. I think the hardest part of all this is going to end up being filling these up so that we can distract the future for a time. Oh, wait, no. This is... I'm overthinking this. You know what this is? This is us putting down explosives. Shut it with your thumpa. I think what it is that we're basically just putting down explosives. Damn it. Can't store you within the trawl. So it's not so much that we're trying to get this bastard to leave us alone as we're using it to get rid of all of these whoozamadoozits. I need 2 more ice fish. Can I sleep at that other... What? I'm so glad that the brakes on this thing are so good. You are not an ice fish. Astral ice fish. See, this is why we use the trawl. Even though the... Don't you make weird sounds at me, game. That's the worst sound that I think Narwhal should be able to make. That is not a that is not a narwhal. Also, those were nice fish. Okay, so I can outpace it. I just gotta actually outpace it. You know, by moving. Oh, don't. Don't. Ice fish. You are not ice fish. Hinged wolffish, though. Please be another ice fish. You would. You would give me another ice fish, just as I need it. And this is why we use the trawl. And more fish will fit on the pile. Yeah, that is not a narwhal. That should keep it satisfied, at least for a little while. Plus, it opened a pathway for us. I still need an iceberg to get that one, maybe. That's an alarming shape for an island. Was it necessary for me to do some of the weirdness that I was doing with that? No. Was it funny? Yes. Okay, more goblin sharks. What are you? You dock against a small platform of ice around a gigantic clawed hand. Okay, it's not just rocks. You're not the first to find this place. Remnants of a long-abandoned camp litter the... Let's take the frozen equipment. There are a few pieces that still remain. Whoever made camp here was poorly prepared. Inside a small bag, you find a leather-bound journal. Which entry do you want to read? June 4th. The men spent the whole day digging. They passed up chunks of ice, some as brilliant as crystal, others of deepest blue, more beautiful than sapphires, but none held the glow we had seen in the night. However, I did note a disturbance in the ice to the west. It begins as a periodic distant rumble. As the men dug deeper, the pulsing quickened, strengthening until I could see the ice shifting on the surface. I shall have to inform the captain. It may well be that the narwhal creature we saw earlier, though this did seem much larger. As I write this, I can already feel my eyes closing. We'll have to wait until morning. June 7th. This morning, the captain appeared out of the fog, rowing alone. Apparently, the boatswain remains at the camp in the east, waiting for nightfall. They were unsuccessful in their search, but it does make sense that the lights would be more visible at night. Tomorrow, we're to journey together to the west, towards the shifting ice that I reported. June 8th. We're alone on a small island of ice. After hours of rowing through narrow channels, it rose through the fog, a gargantuan, monstrous claw reaching from the deep. Whatever creature it once belonged to must be long dead. Its claw is frozen solid. I wanted to turn back immediately, but the captain insisted we investigate. He's on edge, his head turning this way and that, listening for the slightest sound. He's convinced something will happen after dark. As the last light from the cold sun fades, I have the sense that it will be a long night. Yeah, nights in winter usually are longer, but I guess this might not be winter? I'm not sure. An unnatural spire of ice stands above scraps of snowed-over equipment. Dark shape twists within. A voice calls out, distant and distorted. Trapped. Forever. This prison. Get me out. Break it. Somehow. Free me. Who are you? The navigator. Find safe passage. Chart the ice. It came from beyond. Break it. Somehow. Freed me. What happened? The digging. The cracked ice, like a web, awoke. The ice heart. I told him. Whispers in the west. Took the boatswain. East. Returned alone. There are figure shudders, sending vibrations through the ice. The next day, rode here. The captain saw the claws. Gripped my soul. He insisted. Made camp. Shadow of the beast. Waiting for the stars in the night. I saw his shape. Suddenly swallowed by the cold. In the dark. He left me. I still do not have one. I'm wondering whether or not if I break one, if the if I break one. If I break the ice of one person's thing, if that isn't going to... If I need to find multiple picks, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, I need to find another feeding thing for the narwhal. There it is. I'm so glad they do make it so as you don't crash land into the narwhal stations. I don't know. Something about that would have pissed me right the hell off. I'll discard this guy. I'd never freaking... Don't you dare. Okay, because there's the goblin shark. I have plenty of fish. The problem is that I have plentiful amounts of the wrong fish. I need one ice fish. Once again, ice fishes are gonna be my savior. Hey, look at that ice fish. Didn't even need to go that far. Thank you, trolling net. No more fish will fit on the pile. Should keep it satisfied for a little while. Hello, other giant. Ah! And there we go. That's the final bit of that. Might as well see what this one wants. I got a feeling. Another makeshift camp constructed in the shadow of a frozen clawed hand. Someone was seeking these out. We rummaged through the small pile of equipment in the snow. Most items are stuck fast in the ice, but inside a small backpack you find an old journal. 2nd of June. Captain ordered us to make camp on the ice in the center of the lagoon. After we saw those lights in the ice, everyone's got treasure on their mind. Treasure hunting isn't exactly what the expedition was commissioned for, but given the given the captain gets the lion's share of whatever we find, it doesn't surprise me that he's willing to bend the rules a bit. We'll start digging after the camp's done. 4th of June. Spent the day digging down in the ice. Shovels and ice picks. Can't remember the last time I was this tired. We were only allowed 2 short breaks all day. Down in the pit, as I rested with my back against the ice, I started hearing something. It was different to the sounds of the picks. They were short and sharp. This was a low rumble from deeper down. My first break was occasional, only a few each minute. By my second break, it had quickened like a heartbeat. June 5th. Captain overheard me telling some others about the sound I heard in the pit. Before I knew it, I was in front of his desk, sure I was about to have my pay docked. To my great surprise, he seemed to know something of it already. He was keen on hearing it described over and over. He wants me to help locate the source of it. When he pressed me on it further, I said that it did seem to be coming from the east. Tomorrow we're setting off to see if we can find it. Perhaps I shall get a bonus after this is done. Maybe now I can access it once I put together the icebreaker. An unnatural spider of ice stands above scraps of snowed over equipment. Dark shape twists within. An anguished voice cries from deep within the ice. Help me, frozen so many years. Free me. Please, break the ice. Who are you? I am the boatswain. The expedition, the terror. Please, break the ice. What happened? Figure contorts through painful shapes. We saw lights dancing in ice. Dug deep. Didn't know. I heard it. The heart beating under ice. The cracking, waking, the noises in the east. I went. The captain brought him here to find it. The hand in the night. Shadow of claws. The darkness shrinks. I turned away. Just a moment. The pain, the claws, my back. So cold, so dark, under ice. Please break the ice. I would love to, but I once again do not have a pick. Alright, 4 p.m. I should be able to get back to the merchant without worry. As long as I don't lose an engine. Yeah, I can blitz right through. Hey, trophy. I really hope that that icebreaker allows me to break through a good majority of these for shortcut purposes. Because holy balls, some of the twisty turniness that they have me do. Nothing weird yet. Alright. Hey again, come by for a chat. Icy worksite. Bonk. And bonk. That's everything. Let me just warm up my hands a little, then I'll get started. Please don't take up more spaces on my ship. Alright, I think that should do it. The front of your ship can now break through chunks of ice. Go ahead and test it out. I'll be watching from here. Oh good, it does not take up chunks of my ship. Oh, I forgot to mention, just let me know if you want to temporarily remove that icebreaker. You can swap it out at any of my pontoons. Wait, where'd you put it? Because I'm fairly certain that it was not in fact. Oh, maybe that was a thing. Yep. All journals I've read. Yep. Ah. Oh, okay. There's an entirely different board for the pale reaches stuff. I approve. If only because it allows me to not worry about it too much. The voice spoke from within and mentioned the listeners' eyes and valuable stones. It specifically mentioned 3, or was it 4? I should try to find them, whatever they really are. So, find whatever the voice in the ice was talking about. Central Camp, Eastern Camp, and Western Bearing. All those guys want to be free, which is understandable. Sometimes the cold sucks. 10% chance to not reduce the fish stocks when catching a fish with a rod. Cool. Nautical engineering, that's what it was. Equipment types that use durability will lose it 15% slower. That's actually pretty bitchin'. We're going to repair. Thank you. Now, really, maybe they make it so as you can't get a better version of it because of how short this DLC is supposed to be. Been looking through the schematics we found before, and there are plans here for another device too. They're for an ice shaper. That's different to your icebreaker, by the way. It's for cutting chunks of ice. Find the missing device, you'll be able to use the machine to harvest ice blocks for refrigeration. The blocks of ice can be packed onto your cargo to slow fish spoilage. Pretty handy, right? Sounds good to me. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and call an episode here. When we return, we got an icebreaker, which means that we should be able to break the ice. If only it was so easy to do so in casual conversation with people. Thank you everyone so very much for watching. I hope you're all enjoying the series as much as I'm loving playing it. And as always, I hope to see you all in the next video. Take care. Cheers.